Hey! It's time for some chaos with Chaos 911. Buckle up and brace yourself for non-stop adrenaline as we bring you the craziest, most jaw-dropping dashcam footage from the streets. Wild police chases, unbelievable road rage, accidents, and epic fails. Strap in and let's get started. Oh yes, we've got high speeds, false tags, a cloud of dust, and friend of the channel, Trooper Killian, doing the Lord's work with extreme horsepower and tactical physics. September 15th, 2022, somewhere in Arkansas. The Arkansas State Patrol Task Force is on the move, and Trooper Joseph Killian is about to clock in for his favorite kind of shift, high-speed felony chaos. He's joining a pursuit of a stolen gray GMC Sierra, riding dirty on false paper tags that might as well say McLovin. Just a reminder, if your plates are made of printer paper, and hope maybe don't lead police on a 100+ mile/hour chase. Trooper Killian takes lead in the pursuit and wastes no time. Within seconds, he's pushing 120 miles per hour and glued to the tailgate of the stolen truck like a repo man with a grudge. He's primary once again. No backup needed, no donut break, no nonsense. This time, the suspect's not getting away. Killian's got him locked in like a missile with a badge. The perp sticks to I-40 East, heading toward Memphis. He hits traffic and suddenly swerves hard to the right, bouncing onto the shoulder and kicking up a dust storm. Desperation setting in, and it shows. He flies past a church. Maybe he's praying to the car theft gods for a miracle. Unfortunately for him, Trooper Killian is the only one getting divine favor today. He's not just chasing. He's delivering justice on 4 wheels. Time to execute a pit maneuver and smash that subscribe button. Become one of the Chaos crew today and don't miss your weekly dose of chaos. Trooper Killian knows from experience that this kind of carry-on can end in tragedy. He needs to put an end to this caper sooner rather than later, or innocent citizens could get hurt or worse. Finally, the green light comes through. Pit maneuver authorized. Trooper Killian doesn't even blink. He's already closing the gap like a man on a mission. Both the patrol car and the stolen truck fly off the highway during the pit. Let's switch to the follow car's dash cam for the money shot, so we can get another angle on what's about to go down.
71 Little Rock, passing the 156, 107.
A high-speed dirt ballet of flying gravel and broken dreams.
Pit. Do not rush that car. Do not rush that car. Or to get out of your car.
They come to a rest on the opposite shoulder, surrounded by dust, regret, and one very bashed truck.
Let's see your hands! Let me see your hands! Hey, y'all watch the crossfire. We're going to approach, okay?
No movement from the suspect vehicle. A standoff begins, but it's one-sided. Because guess what? The guy inside isn't holding out. He's out cold. Now look, if I were in a stolen truck and saw half the Arkansas State Patrol rolling up like an armored parade,
Let's see your hands!
I'd be reevaluating every choice I ever made.
No movement. I see one person only, Alex.
Turns out our guy didn't get that chance.
Okay.
Why? Because that pit maneuver knocked him unconscious. Clean out, lights off, engine off.
Alex, I'm going to get the door. You're on him. Copy?
We still don't know his name, but we do know he's breathing. Barely. And probably dreaming about sirens, the faint smell of burnt tires, and his shiny new orange uniform. March 25th, 2025. What was a quiet Tuesday morning for Trooper Dylan Evans of the Arkansas State Patrol quickly turned into one of the craziest chases of his career. He received information about a stolen Tennessee tag at the entrance to Southland Gaming and Racing Casino. He observed the vehicle and followed it into the Exxon station on Ingram Boulevard and activated his emergency lights to conduct a traffic stop. While waiting for backup, the white Ford SUV fled the scene, traveling south on Ingram. Looks like these boneheads weren't finished gambling quite yet. They turned left, traveling the wrong direction on a two-lane service road, immediately met by a semi and a car. Trooper Evans attempts a TVI, but the speeds are too slow, and he can't get the car to spin out. The SUV accelerates and drives towards the interstate, still in the wrong direction. He enters the interstate in heavy traffic, causing chaos and confusion. He narrowly escapes a head-on collision with a white F-150, and as if that wasn't dangerous enough, a red semi swerves to avoid a devastating accident. Met with a wall of traffic and semis, somehow they slip through. Deciding they pushed their luck enough, they exit the interstate onto MLK. Take a second to smash that like button. It really helps the channel. Make sure to subscribe for more chaos every week. The second TVI is unsuccessful, and the chase continues. Thankfully this time, on a quieter road. But this gives Trooper Evans the time he needs to put an end to this madness. Third time's a charm. He makes contact at over 80 miles an hour, sending the SUV into a spin, down a ditch, and into a dirt field. The doors of the SUV immediately swing open, and both occupants take off on foot across the field. Somehow, these guys think if they can't outrun a V8 Charger, they can do it on foot against Arkansas' finest.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground! I'll shoot you! Get on the ground!
Trooper Evans pursues the occupants, while Trooper Wright clears the vehicle.
White shirt, blue T-shirt, red shirt. They're running real quick.
They won't be alone for long. A total of 6 more units, including K-9, arrive on scene shortly afterwards, and it's game over. The driver, Miguel Harris, and passenger Paris Orange were arrested and placed into custody near the railroad tracks and transported back to the scene of the TVI.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Come here!
When they ran the van on the Ford, and you guessed it, stolen out of Memphis, Tennessee. Harris was charged with reckless driving, fictitious tags, possession of instruments of a crime, fleeing on foot, theft by receiving less than $1,000, fleeing in a vehicle with substantial danger of death, criminal conspiracy, and criminal mischief. These guys should have known after a morning losing at the casino that gambling against the Arkansas State Patrol was going to only lengthen their losing streak and should serve as a lesson to anyone attempting to flee. July 18, 2024. Arkansas State Trooper Amber Cass is patrolling in her fully marked cruiser when she spots a black Lexus flying past like it's late for a hair appointment and a court date. She hits the lights and sirens, and the Lexus actually pulls over. The driver? Young woman, early 20s, voice trembling like she just remembered her warrant status. She tells Trooper Cass there's a medical emergency. Classic. But Trooper Cass isn't falling for the "I stubbed my toe, so I'm doing 95" routine. She asks for license and registration. The driver says she doesn't have them on her. Then, as soon as Trooper Cass turns her back, boom, she bolts. Game on. Trooper Cass is known to her colleagues for her fishing skills, and she's not going to let this be the one who got away. She gives hot pursuit along the highway, keeping the perp in sight. She catches the Lexus sneaking off the highway and dives into pursuit mode, following her into a residential neighborhood where speeds immediately spike to nearly 70 miles per hour. Because if you're going to ruin your life, might as well do it recklessly and loudly. The driver gets more desperate by the second. Now she's doing 80 in a quiet neighborhood, blowing through back streets with all the subtlety of a fireworks show in a library. Realizing the winding streets aren't cutting it, she jumps back onto the highway. You can practically hear her inner monologue. Time to outrun the Arkansas State Police. Girl, please. I think she's forgotten who the professionals are here. Trooper Cass gets the green light to go for a tactical vehicle intervention. Translation, it's pit o'clock. At 121 miles per hour, Trooper Cass executes a picture-perfect pit maneuver. Let's take a look at that again. In slow motion. The Lexus gets sent into orbit, rolling down the road like it's auditioning for a crash test commercial. Nearly 500 feet later, the driver is ejected from the vehicle. That's a full send and a hard stop. The driver, identity unknown, miraculously survives the crash. She's taken to the hospital. One thing's for sure. When you run from Arkansas State Troopers, you don't walk away with a warning. You fly away with a life lesson. War in Arkansas. It's around 7 p.m., and Troopers Jimmy Plyler and Josh Smeltzer are riding high after a successful drug bust the day before. Spirits are up, radio's probably playing Skinnerd, and suddenly, at an intersection, they spot an old friend, Mario Bluford, behind the wheel of a black GMC Yukon. No care in the world, just sitting there like he hasn't got a rap sheet with more pages than a Tolstoy novel. The troopers flip a U-turn and ease in behind him. Mario casually pulls into a car wash like, "Nothing to see here, officers. Just gotta clean off the felony dust." Mario answers the call of chaos. Pedal down, Yukon screaming through a 35 zone at over 90 miles per hour. His brilliant escape plan? Try a hard left turn at those speeds. It goes exactly as you'd expect. He plows straight into a pole like it owed him money. Yukon disabled, pole victorious. Mario bails from the vehicle. In socks, no shoes, just pure unfiltered adrenaline and toe sweat. Incredibly, he gets away. Through backyards, brush, and probably at least one confused barbecue. But while his legs make it out, the rest of him doesn't. Because back at the Yukon, oh boy, it's basically a mobile evidence locker. 3 large bags of marijuana, a digital scale, a phone, and best of all, his wallet, complete with ID. That's right, Mario pulled off a half-naked dash, but left behind his entire criminal resume in the glove box. Bold strategy. So while he's out there somewhere, probably still barefoot and panicking, the troopers are back at the car, stacking charges like Pokemon cards. With the Yukon impounded and the 10th Judicial Drug Task Force looped in, a warrant is issued. Mario's on the run, but with fresh charges, a crash, and no footwear. It's only a matter of time before he's back in custody. April 15th, 2025, Collier County, Florida. What you're about to see is 2 teens making the single worst decision of their young lives. What started as a routine traffic stop spiraled into a high-speed mess across I-75.
935, bring this subject at all 54, 27, 54, 29.
A Florida Highway Patrol trooper pulled over a gray Toyota Yaris after witnessing some seriously reckless driving, the kind that nearly caused a crash before they even got pulled. During the stop, that all-too-familiar smell, burnt cannabis. A quick sniff from the K9 confirmed what everyone already knew. Sure enough, drugs were found in the car. But before anything else could happen, the Yaris bolted. Coming up on traffic? No problem. The driver makes his own lane by flying down the shoulder at speed. Because what's a traffic law when you're high, panicking, and behind the wheel of a glorified hairdryer? Weaving through traffic at over 100 miles per hour, the teen behind the wheel channels every bad street racing movie ever. Except this one ends in a felony. The K-9 unit steps aside, and a proper state trooper in a Dodge Charger enters the pursuit. Finally, someone with horsepower. They're back on the shoulder again, still flying, until they nearly take out a guy working on his truck. The Yaris swerves just in time. Another trooper barely avoids the same truck, taking to the grass like he's mowing lawns at 90 miles per hour. The Yaris blows past a Jeep taking an exit, then cuts onto the grass, fishtailing like mad. It's honestly a miracle he hasn't flipped that car yet, especially since he's still flying high and driving on tires the width of a bike rack. He hits a bend, loses grip, launches over the median, and somehow lands it. The trooper thinks it's over, but no, this little tin can brushes itself off and keeps going like it's invincible. The trooper goes in for a pit. No luck. Tries again. Still can't get the angle. The chase is called off for safety. At this point, it looks like Dumb and Dumber are about to get away. But here's the thing. They forgot about the part where you don't outrun a V8 Charger with a pit bar in a Toyota Yaris. The Yaris tries a clever fake-out, causing the trooper to briefly go the wrong way. Nice move. Bought them maybe 5 seconds. Catches up, lines it up, and pits them into the next dimension. The car spins, flips, and the driver gets ejected from the Yaris like it's a malfunctioning carnival ride.
Start your mess.
Incredibly, both teens survive, probably a little dazed, possibly missing a shoe. Identities haven't been released, and charges haven't been confirmed. But let's just say they'll have plenty of time to reflect. So let this be a lesson. You might outrun a K9 unit for a few minutes, but you're not outrunning a Charger, and you're definitely not outrunning consequences. A Florida State Trooper is cruising down I-75 when he spots a gray Dodge Charger with, wait for it, illegally tinted windshield. Because if you're going to commit crimes, you may as well flag yourself down like a mobile felony billboard. The trooper pulls in behind the Charger near Pine Ridge Road and initiates a stop. The driver actually complies, presenting a Florida license under the name Carlos Alberto Castellanos. Seems civil. For about 5 seconds, the trooper smells that all-too-familiar aroma of roasted regret, marijuana. Backup is called, and Trooper Rodriguez arrives on scene. When they order Castellanos out of the vehicle, he starts making twitchy, suspicious movements. One trooper draws his weapon, and just when things get serious, Carlos decides it's go time. He floors it. The Charger bolts, and we're off. Our perp decides to make a swift exit, ripping up the road as he goes.
He's going west on 896.
The Chaos crew is getting down to business, Florida style. The primary trooper tries to get in front and box him in, leading to an impromptu street ballet of weaving and dodging. The trooper goes for the pit just before Livingston Road. He connects, sending the Charger skidding across the lanes and into oncoming traffic. Still, not enough. Carlos keeps running. Speeds climb. Traffic thickens. This is no longer just reckless. It's a rolling disaster. The Charger slices through cars like it's playing real-life Frogger. And here's the kicker. Cops don't yet know that Castellanos has a juvenile relative in the car. That's right. It's not just a chase. It's a felony family road trip. Finally, the trooper executes a textbook pit maneuver. The Charger spins out, vaults the concrete median, and comes to a disoriented halt. Trooper Rodriguez slides up, blocks the front, and draws down. Game over. Carlos surrenders without a fight. now that all the running, risking, and terrible decisions are done.
513, confirming vehicle stop at Pirate Surrender.
And what do they find? Marijuana in his pocket, a backpack with more weed, fentanyl, a scale, plastic baggies, scissors, just waiting to ruin another day. Basically, a full-blown drug-dealing starter kit. Oh, and the car? Registered to his mom, naturally.
It's my mother.
Child services are called in, because dragging a kid along for your little interstate felony joyride tends to raise some eyebrows.
Can you turn the AC on, please? It's really hot.
Carlos is looking at a very long time out.
Hey, could you call his mother? Excuse me, sir. Could I possibly call his mother? Just so she's aware.
A bit late for the concern, Carlos.
All right.
Thanks for watching this week's Chaos 911. Tune in next week for more chaos. Drop a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss all the action.